Apparently, I'm not very good at this. Because, once again, I've lost all of my progress. I swear I need a better way to save everything. Because this is legit the second time. Granted, the last time was like 3 years ago, but you know. But on the bright side, I can make some major improvements. The game will still be about upgrading a little Robo Boy to go through a boss run type beat. Cause after all this time, I really learned and I studied ways to better program and make this game. It's actually been a hot minute, mostly because of school. Maybe a little bit of Lethal, but mostly school.
Yeah, you can.
What?
Come here.
You know, I don't think I've ever told you all what I study. It's actually... After like several years in art school, I can clearly see how awful my original designs were. It's horrendous. I can make his silhouette so much more clearer. I can definitely make him stand out way more. And that's exactly what I did. Going through several body shape designs, I landed on this one. And I wanted to use cooler colors like this bluish purple and grays. Even the bright electric blue, in order to contrast with the bright warm orange cape that I gave him. Or like, scarf? Blankets? It's something, I don't know. Essentially, adding all this contrast should help him stand out more against the backgrounds. Animation-wise, hopefully I was able to make it flow a little easier. Originally, it was clunky, I didn't add any arcs or anticipation to paint a more natural look. Granted, it's honestly hard to picture natural movement with these pixelated animations. But I was heavily inspired by the gorgeous, fluid animations of Children of Morta and Hyper Light Drifter. I mean, legit, beautifully stunning animations portrayed completely with pixels. It is very impressive. Just look at that. What? How did they even do that? Now the only thing left is to smoothly transition through each animation. There is no easy way to describe a state machine without going through a whole lecture, but I'll do my best to describe it to y'all like you're 12 years old.
So, back in the day, jingle, jingle.
Imagine a library filled with books. These books are the states, we'll get to that. In each book, there is a list of basically instructions for what to do. That way, if I need the player to duck, it has all the instructions there for it to duck inside of that state. If I need the player to get abducted by aliens from North Dakota, then he can do that. And with each book, we can then organize them into bookshelves for their intended purposes. So I could use if-else statements to continuously make several checks so we know we're in the right place. That is basically going through each book in the library and being like, I need you, I need you, I need you, I don't need you, and I don't need you. And you're going through thousands of books. It's not... yanderedev, what is wrong with you? Instead of that, I can find my instances inside of a very specific bookshelf that I set up. So I know what I need. Legit, this is how my professor explained this to me. If you need something more official, well, here you go. A state machine is a behavioral model. It consists of a finite number of states and therefore is called a finite state machine. Based on the current state and the given input of the machine performs a state transition and produces an output. Is that better for you? You absolutely stale, grain-free pancakes out there? Disgusting. So, how can we apply this to a movement system? I'm glad you asked, the viewer who probably doesn't care. First things first, let me show you how I set up my states. Basically, I can do that by telling the code what a state is and make a dictionary to hold all of them in. This allows me to call them from the script and make new ones easily. From here, I can add regulations for the states to follow, such as allowing the player to move while playing an animation, or allowing us to exit the animation midway. Fun thing about states is that I can attach multiple animations to a single state of one. So I can have a single state for walking containing every animation per direction that I want to, well, move. Now that I associated the clips with the proper state, I can tell it when and where I want each clip to play, while it makes note of the runtime of each animation, which forces the player to wait for the full animation if we don't have the allow exit while playing parameter checked. Now that that is set up, it's generally some pretty easy, simple code to get him actually moving. One thing to note, I have a section here to find out what direction the character is facing, allowing us to change animations properly. I need you all to write that down because that will be on the test. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied how it turned out. I just think it's pretty cool. I think it's kind of neat. I have never worked with state machines before. I'm happy with the product now. Now there's just only one thing to do. Come a little closer. Come a little closer. Let me tell you. Combat does not have to be this difficult. The basic idea is when the player hits an attack button, an animation is played based on direction, and then we can activate a hitbox around the affected area. Here we can make a list of everything that was hit and send an integer, or a number if you're stupid, of damage to an enemy's health script. But I have one itty bitty teensy little problem. The hitbox, just like my dad after 4 beers, doesn't move. Luckily for me, we're already finding the player's direction, and using that vector, we can make set positions for the hitbox translating in accordance to the direction we are reading. Does that make sense? You hit the button and then it does the thing. It did the thing, okay? Now that's working. We can dish out the damage. But can we take it? This was the easiest thing to implement yet. Mainly because, well, I really didn't want to do anything funky with the player's health. I don't want healing or shielding or trading your health to make shady deals with the devil to create explosively massive abilities. Nah, you get 6 health and that's it. Testing is still needed, so like don't freak out. This might change later, but the goal is to make a charmingly difficult roguelike game similar to Hollow Knight, the Dark Souls of the cinematic masterpiece A Bug's Life. Yes, I was watching A Bug's Life while making this. Don't ask me why. I don't know. Initially, I planned to have this typical slider setup, like most health bars, but decided for a more hearts-like system. In fact, I only planned for like 5 hearts, but a friend of mine suggested having one itty-bitty little bit just to stress you all out. And then later I can add like the most stressful music, because I really want the anxiety through the roof. I made this Boolean variable called isDead. I know, very descriptive. It is set to true whenever we fall below 0 health or equal to. But when true, we can run a death animation and then set the player back to the lobby. I don't have a lobby at the moment, so it just kind of spawns us back. That's okay. But there we go. I am pretty much all caught up. These scripts are now going to be my building blocks to greatness. A solid foundation for my future endeavors. Oh. That's not right. Thank you all so much for watching. I promise I will be getting better at keeping you all updated. But if you want to help keep my brain stimulated while you're looking at my silly little words, I have a Patreon now. which would be the best way to support me since you all can get something back as well, like OSTs, playtesting, private streams. Not that way, you dirty raccoon. But until next time, I'll see you all, I don't know, sometime. Love ya!